welcome. It is the Thursday edition, although I haven't updated this image for the proper date and time, but that's okay. Hey, we all get busy. It's all good. I've been super busy. I started a new job recently, and it's kicking my butt. Alrighty, so I'm slightly behind getting going here, but all for good reason. Because I have an idea in my head, and I'm pulling up materials. I'm trying to grab some ideas. Trying to get prepped. I am not prepped, but I'm going to get my sponge prepped while I'm talking about it. I did gently clean the bucket tonight, but I need a sponge, wet sponge, to clean one of my stamps. So this whole pile over here is a mess of old paper pumpkin Christmas stamps. Super cool. But one of them is giving me grief. So, if in doubt, clean them. Alright. And it's probably the one I might even use tonight, but I don't know yet. So, let me just grab this pile over. Let me put the mouse aside. So, I have this stamp that somehow along the way, it is not sticking to anything. It needs a cleaning. So, take the sponge and really just give it a nice clean. And it'll help take all the dirt and gunk off of it. That way, it should be able to stick back in its thing. And then here it is. So it should work. There we go. It's staying on there pretty good. Yeah, that's all it needs is just give it a clean. And you're good to go. So, there we go. Now I can get going here, guys. So tonight's quest is inspired from the last paper pumpkin kit. It's buried away. I'm not pulling it out. Catch last week if you want to see it. Because I'm not pulling it out right now. It's inspired from that kit anyway. So, I got some ribbon to use because we're going to be making Christmas tags. So, two things I need for sure. Definitely, if you're a current subscriber, the Merry Tags and More, that's where this die is from. Because we're still going to use this to make a tag. And then this is an oldie. This is the Love of Spring dies. And I love this die. So, two dies we're going to need to make this. I don't need the paw print, I will say that. You're also going to need the Sweetest Star bundle to make this version of a new tag. I haven't done this before. It's only in my head, so here we go. And, of course, the stamp set for the Sweetest Star. We'll get to all that. But first, we're going to do some die cuts. When I figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so, I need 2 die cuts. Woo! Jesus, I'm throwing dies here. I'm going to bring in the mini. Here we go for the mini. Open her up. A little more light in, sorry. I'm always chaotic with my setup, but it's all good. And yeah, so I'm just getting going here. So here's my really well-loved plates. Now, we're going to do a white piece of cardstock first. So yes, I have lots of white, and then someone's pinging me. I'm going to tell her I'm on video, because Evelyn wants to see. I think I'm on video. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some white piece, but these are really tight size, so I'm just going to see, can I make it work? Not quite, but I'm so going to go with it. Why not? Try to use up some of these pieces. Hey, Evelyn. Welcome. So, this piece is a little thin, but it'll do for tonight. So, I'm just gonna try to line it up pretty good here. It might not work, but you know what? It's gonna work for the sake of trying out this project. Oh, and I just moved it too. If in doubt, I can always get some tape or something. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? This die has a bit of a bender in it because I've used it quite a bit. We're just going to go with it. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. I will use it for something else. Or I will pitch it and use it. And use a different piece. Because I got to cut a whole bunch of these. Alright. But just not tonight. Because if this plan works, Oh, it's almost perfect. It almost got it. It almost did it. It's slightly short, but it'll work. So that's because a lot of these I had trimmed, I think ahead of time. It'll still do for tonight, but yeah, it could be a little better. Okay, so I've got that. And then my other die for the night is this guy. So first, I'm disorganized, but it's all good. I'm going to put the die cut machine away for just a moment because I need to get a feel for that piece size. And then we'll come back to it shortly. Whoops, as I'm throwing stuff everywhere. So this is roughly 2.5, just a hair over 2.5 inches by 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 is good. So I'm just going to say 275 just to ensure it's a good fit. So in here I have a whole bunch of scraps. So I think that scrap will do. It's almost perfect, but it isn't. I might roll with it anyway, so let's just roll with it. I don't mind if the first version is imperfect, but this gives me a feel for, well, how am I making this? So that's why I'm looking at my scraps first tonight, in case I get lucky. So I said 2.5, no, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm also going to cut that piece down to make it a little more useful for the night. So 2 3/4, just to ensure. Actually, let me double check again, because I want to know, can I get 2 of them out of this? If I'm going really tight, I don't know what fraction this is, but I'm going to go with that. Because that's a perfect size. Okay, because I'll cut 2 of these for the heck of it tonight. And I'll cut another white one in a bit. There we go. So then, yep. Disorganized kitty, and Buddy's back under me, so I need to be very careful here to ensure he doesn't eat my stuff, because that does happen. So I'm just lining up this nice die. I think it's pretty good. I'll cut it twice while I'm here. Oh, Kevin! I don't even have this seated right. Of course, I got stuff all over the table. Of course I do. Alright, so then I'll just cut it again in a moment. But pretty darn tight, eh? Tighty whitey. Yeah, it's a little cropped. But otherwise, it's really, really good. Oh, I love that die. Oh my god. Okay, so it's slightly cropped, but it'll work. Just for tonight. Because I gotta make a couple samples of this anyway. So let's do it again. For the sake of... Let's do it again. I'm gonna try to give it a little more on the bottom. I know you can't see very well, but that's okay. Because it's a little bit cropped. Okay, now I can't get this to take. Come on. Ah, this thing is a little tough sometimes. Okay, so it did cut. Then, like I said, I'm going to make another white piece. While I'm here, I might as well. Okay, so let me go back to my scraps of whites. So here we go again, another problem white one. Now I could technically crop that, because that white piece is roughly 2 3/4. So let's cut it, because the rest of this might be still good. If I can kind of line it up half decent. So I said 2 3/4. Boom. Maybe I'll cut a third. Why not? I think I will, because it's the perfect size. Almost. It's just a hair a little smaller, but it will still do for the sake of tonight. And it shifted a little, but that's okay. And maybe, because I'll have 3 of these, maybe I should go and grab one more designer series paper and make a third version of this tonight. Yeah, so it cropped it a little, but I will still roll with it. Alright, and then one more. Then we'll get crafting soon. For real. Alright. So, I got a third of the whitey. Yeah, it cropped it, but it'll still work for tonight. I will keep that in mind when I do these up. That maybe not use the little teeny tiny ones. Okay, let's get another one of that. Different color, maybe. Come back to the scraps. So like I said, 3 3/4 and 2 3/4 roughly, just to kind of get it. So those ones will not do. I might have something here. This is exactly 2 1/2. I'm going to try it just for the sake of tonight. Because again, every scrap counts. Hey Amanda, how are you? I'm just doing some prep towards a neat project for the night. My plate's a little warped, so I'm just going to flip it over. Trying a new idea. Using scraps, because I'm big about scraps. Yeah, so technically 2 1/2 inches will do. It's super tight, but it will do. Oh, come on. Oh, I can have at least one decent one for tonight. There we go. Of course, I'm knocking my inks over. Okay, so we now have a total of 3 of that piece, just to see how this is really going to look. Doesn't that look cool? Doesn't that a cool tag? All right, now we're going to get to some more fun stuff. So, die cut is done for tonight until I feel like making more, and that will happen. This project I'm actually really excited about. I've had it in my mind for a couple of days to a week now, and it's like, I want to make it. I thought tonight's the perfect night to make it. It will make sense shortly. Just bear with me. So I need some vanilla paper, and I've got a piece here. Piece or two. And I'm just using some scraps that I have. And then I'm going to need some ink. So I'm going to need 3 of these technically, but I'll kind of do one at a time to get going here. All right. So then for this, I'm just going to use red. Just for tonight, just to get going. So then my stamps, actually I could use all 3 technically. So, because we've got 3 different patterns here. So I'm just going to open up the Sweetest Star stamps. They're a nice little bundle here. And then I got to pull out what I need. So we'll start with Mr. Santa. And then just kind of get organized here. Slightly off camera. So I'm just using red just to get going. Really, it can be any color. It's just this is the mood I'm in. And the idea that I'm going with is I want them to kind of look like cookies. So I'll have to work out the actual size of that hole punch, so that way I can have all these pieces pre-cut ahead of time. Alrighty, so there's one. Now, I'm going to come back to it soon to stamp more, but in the interest of, I want to make sure they line up well. I'm going to take the Sweetest Star hole punch. I've just unlocked it. There's a slip in there, so I can slide this through, and this is really fun. Hole punches are awesome. I'm so glad I picked this up for the 2 vendor events I'm doing this month, because people love these things. And this is a current stamp set too. So there's one Santa. Now I could color these in, but for the interest of tonight, I may not, just for the sake of trying to get through this project. I might color one of them in. We'll see. So then there's Mrs. Claus coming up. Let's get her stamped. Clean that stamp. Whoops. Ding! Hit my lamp. And then while I'm here, hole punch her out. Super, super fun. And then we're going to get the gingerbread guy in here too. And get him cut. Gingerbread guy. Oh, he's a little crooked on the block. Let me fix him. There we go. And this style might become my new set of Christmas tags. Because I usually do a simpler version every year. But this year was like, you know what? I'm due to do a new version. I'm just trying to get this figured out. So here we are. New version. Again, I keep hitting that lamp. Anyway, so after I hole punch that guy out, I gotta do some more stamping in a moment. But clean these up a little bit. So next is every Christmas tag, or any tags in general, there's a to and a from, you know. So I gotta do that on the white pieces that we die cut earlier. So let's get this one punched out in the meantime. This is just really crappy paper that I'm just utilizing for tonight. There we go. Because I can. Alright, so there's the 3 cuties. And then there's the 3 tags. Tag portion, the actual label. So back to the whole old paper pumpkin ones. I did, as I was browsing through, I did see one I want to use, but I also want to check the spacing, because ideally these old paper pumpkin stamps are super awesome, but I want a to and the from that's on the same stamp, and unfortunately that is not gonna fit. So actually that one needs a cleaning. I got improvise. I also have other tos and froms that are separated stamps. So for example, that one, which I love, is too big. That's fine. This one again, too big. So this one might be the winner. This has them separated. So what I do is the first time I'm doing these is pull them out one at a time. Already lay them on the paper. Like so. And then that way I can pick it up with the block. And we should be good to go. There we go. So then take a block. Boom. There's my 2 stamps, hopefully lined up. Alright, so in that case... And these are somewhat directional for the side, but it doesn't really matter, but just making sure. So let's stamp these up. I was using the same red ink just for the sake of figuring this out. There we go. It's slightly crooked, but it's still really good. I can always fix it, but for the interest of tonight, I'm not. But having that decorated edge of that piece just makes it really, really cool. So, looking forward to that. Alrighty, so then one more. There we go. And that is all the stamping with this project. Now, how am I doing for time? Pretty good, actually. We're going to do a bit of coloring, because I say so. So, I'm going to put those stamps away, because I'm not ready to fully design this project and have everything lined up for it. But that's a great, because I usually keep a lot of the paper pumpkin blocks. I'll show you what one of them looks like. It looks like one of these. I have a permanent stamp on here on purpose. I have a whole whack of them that I use for the vendor events as I'm burping here. Alright, so then, now I know that one's a winner. So I'm going to throw this stamp set in with the Sweetest star. That way I actually know where it is come next weekend. Because I actually need this for next weekend, all this. And then we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Now Now, for coloring, I got these 3 cuties. I'm going to use pencils because I don't want bleedy, because that paper is unfortunately really thin. And again, you know, suffering for time. But I also need to figure out which of these guys gets which pattern. So I'm thinking like that, just to get an idea. So I'm just going to grab a red. We'll do Santa. How's that? And no fancy coloring, just color it in. That's actually a dark red, but I'll roll with it. Then maybe I'll do that then. That's a really, really dark red. Also helps if you color before you hole punch. You like that works? What exactly, Evelyn? You have to help me, because there's always a lag with the social media. So, yes, word of advice, color before you hole punch. Alright, I'm just going to try to quickly get this guy colored. But yeah, probably this weekend, I might take a little bit of time and at least minimally design the make and takes. That way, this portion will be designed tonight because I'm really liking what I've got going on here. So that way I can get to it on make some math, figure out how many, because unfortunately, because the downside of this is I have to pre-cut all of these kind of thing. That's not where it's going, but I'm just indicating. These all gotta be pre-cut, so with that in mind, I gotta prep how many, plus which papers I'm gonna be using. Even these, I gotta cut into squares to easily punch through the hole punch versus a sheet of paper. So that's a lot to get done this week. So Evelyn, we may have a little chat about the kids project. That way I want to clarify what is my actual deadline in case I'm able to redistribute my time, but if not, it's okay. And the idea with the Santa and the gingerbread critter and Mrs. Claus is, and I wanted the paper to be like a vanilla type paper, almost like it's a cookie, you know. So I think this is going to be really cute once I'm done here. And I'll probably color the rest of them tonight, that way I've got this done. But in the meantime, enjoy the coloring. When I should have colored before I hole punched. Alright, there's Santa. Now I need a black for Santa's belt. And then while I'm here, I'm going to do Santa's booties. There we go. And then might as well do Santa's gloves in black. Why not? I'm assuming they're black gloves. I could be wrong. Okay, December 7th. Okay, well, thanks, Evelyn. I will try my best to be finished and in the mail, the post service, next weekend. That's my quest. I was going to grab a quick gray for the belt buckle. So I already looked up the UPS store hours in the area. I'm able to get there next Saturday. But yeah, so that's what my plan is so far. And then lastly, let's get a little bit of a peach color happening for the skin. There we go. That's one Santa done. Isn't he cute? Okay. So yeah, I will do the best I can. It's just I had to tonight reconfigure a little bit and get back to this. So let's at least build one of these, and then I'll probably work on the rest. So my idea with this is, I'm trying to figure it out. This is the part where I don't know. This is the part where I did not calculate yet. So could be as simple as that. That actually looks pretty good, actually. So, and I'm not going to use dimensionals because you gotta be able to write on it. So let's try 3 different versions tonight. So let's get some seal on this. I mean, you could use dimensionals to pop it up, but I think effectively just in that way the back side's got like a nice decorative pattern. I could always put this on the back too. That's another possibility. You know, I might do that as well for trying out ideas. Because I definitely want a good batch of these pre-done to help with, you know, well, how do you make it? So there's one version. Super cute. Oh, that looks crooked, doesn't it? Let me fix that. That looks really crooked. All right, let me peel it a little. I used a good glue too, so let me just kind of rest it on there. That looks a little better. All right, gingerbread guy will go a little quicker. Let's grab a green. I'll just use any green here. So at least our little gingerbread friend doesn't really need much coloring in my opinion. And then we'll look at Mrs. Claus at the end. Okay, that's super cute. Now I want the black again. Where to put the black? Now I can do is little buttons. And then let's go blue eyes. And of course a red mouth. Has to be red. Why not? Alright, I'm gonna go a little lighter this time. Not so much dark. There we go. Cute little gingerbread friend. So let's swap this one up a little differently. And this will be one of the better ones. So what I wanted to do was kind of like even like that could be cute, but well, let's try that way just to see, you know, a bit of a variance differences. That way he's having the ball, our gingerbread friend. Okay, that's cute too. Oh, these are really, really cute. Now, Mrs. Claus. Now, let's not use such a dark red, eh? So here we go. Let's give her some quick coloring. I don't really know what colors Mrs. Claus is, but let's say she's Santa. Well, of course, she's Mrs. Claus. So it's got to be some red. Just checking if there are any new comments. Not at the moment. So I'm just going to speed through Mrs. Claus. That way we'll try one where the tag is on the back, the to and the from. I think that will go really well. I should have ordered Poppy Parade for ink, but I didn't. Well, now I know. It's a great color. So I have Cherry Cobbler. It's a darker. That's where that color is. But I think the ink will be good in that color. And then use the pencil's lighter color for the effect here. Now, ground UPS takes about, I think, a week, if I had to take a guess. Hopefully, As soon as I'm done, Evelyn, I will get it in the mail. It's just, yeah, I'm tight to the deadline here. And then, of course, you guys having Thanksgiving doesn't help much, does it? For timeline. Anyway, she's going to be a cutie. Of course, it's not so easy to color her, isn't it? If anybody needs some Christmas tags, let me know. I might have a lot of leftover pieces of all this when I do my make and takes. Alright, I'm going to color her legs in the red again, just for the sake of, get going here. Alright, and then, oh, she looks pretty cute, eh? Nice red, eh? And then, let's get her hands, because she's baking, so she may be wearing gloves, or she may not be. And then I'm not going to do her hair, I'm not going to go that far, but just to kind of give her some color. And it could be any skin color, this is just my default. There we go, just speeding through. Okay, so she's done. But yeah, thanks Evan for letting me know, but even if it doesn't make it in time, it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So then let's get her on here. I wonder where Elaine is tonight. She's usually watching. And then flip over and then put that on. And actually more like that way. And there we go. There's our 3 tags. Now lastly, you're like, well, what do you do with them? Ribbon. So yes, 2 of these have a bit of a defect, but that's okay. So then courtesy of Elaine, she donated this ribbon, so I'm going to use some tonight. Trying to peel the tape off. And how much ribbon to use? Good question. I'm going to go with 8 inches. Let's just see how that looks. Because it's got to have some decent ribbon. Alright, I'm just going to get one cut here. One is cut. Now, it's good if you have really good ribbon scissors. I don't right now. These scissors are actually having a problem. I got to clean them. It's on my to-do list. So then, really, this is just any random ribbon I got kicking around. So then I'm just going to go on the back side. I don't know. I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Try to work it through. And that's where a pokey stick is super useful. Except it didn't work that time. Alright, it's coming. I'm not sure which ribbon I'll use, but probably similar to this. So, I shall see. And then, yeah, just kind of loop it. And then, there we go. So, people can tie it however they want to tie it. It doesn't matter to me. Let's try another version in a moment for tying the ribbon. So, yeah, I think 8 inches is decent for everyone. So, I'm going to cut another one. Let's try a different way of doing ribbon. Could also do a bow. That will work too. So because Mrs. Claus is meant to flip over, let's try a different way here. Yeah, that's pretty frayed, isn't it? But that's okay. I mean, ideally, most of the stuff gets thrown out at Christmas time anyway, so I'm not too worried. You know, most people don't keep handcrafted stuff. I know I should be nicer about that, but it's true though. All right, so in case someone wants to hang it on a tree or hang it on a gift, so work it through and then just kind of do a quick knot, which I'm not good at right now. This isn't my comfort area. Okay, let me go a little wider. Yeah, definitely not my comfort zone. But that way having a couple of different options helps. That way, there we go. That one can be hung on something. Yeah, I think I might go a little more than 8 inches if they're going to do it like that, but we'll see. And then lastly, what do I do with this guy? I could do a bow. Let's do a bow. Because that way this could be glued onto the present kind of thing, or taped or whatever. So let's go with a bow. That way there's 3 options for tying ribbon. Okay. It's a little on the short side on one side, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm not great on bows. And I know Elaine showed me a technique recently, and I forgot what it was. I forgot what the technique is. Yep. There we go. There's 3 options for doing ribbon. And then, yeah, I could use a lighter, but I'm dealing with kids and I don't do lighters very well. So yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Thanks for the suggestion, Evelyn. Yeah, but there we go. There's 3 tags. Yes, so these will be my make and takes. The decorative papers will change a little, but yeah, these are my make and takes. That is awesome. Woohoo! I'm actually looking forward to doing them. Super cute, super sweet. If I miss anybody's comments, my apologies. But yeah, life gets crafty fun. But yes, so there we go. What do you think? Which of these 3 styles do you like the best? It doesn't have to be the Santa, but like for example, you like it all on the front like this, or do you like it all on the side like that, or do you like it, one on the front and then you got flip over for the tag? So let me know which one you like the best. I have an idea of, I might make a few more to have on display, but I will see. So give me a shout, tell me what you think. And with that, that is the end of tonight's crafting session. These are super, super cool. I'm definitely looking forward to a new style of Christmas tags because these are super cute. My old style, I'd move my chair, but Buddy is super snuggled up next to me. I don't want to startle the big boo. But yeah, so there we go. Fun! So yeah, I'll be starting to prep some papers. I'll go through my scraps first. That way, if I got some decent scraps, we're good to go. Super, super cute. Adorable. I think this one's my favorite. I like that too. I don't like the ribbon. This one's not doing me as much, but it's still super cute. But yeah, I think that one's my favorite. Anyway, hey Lisa, thanks for watching. Yeah, this is what I do, arts and crafts. I just finished up 3 little projects because I'm doing 2 vendor events next weekend. If you're in the Milton area, I will be at Mohawk Park on Saturday, November 30th. And then on Sunday, December 1st, I'll be at the Milton Legion. So if you're curious about my events, give me a shout. I can send you some details. We'll be making these make and takes. I haven't figured out my pricing yet. First was get a design, get an idea of what I'm making. And then from there, I'll figure out what I'm doing. Papers will fluctuate based on availability that I have, but this is the general layouts that we're going for. And we're also doing a Christmas card make and take as well. That design, I haven't done yet. But there's ideas in my mind. All right, everyone. Thanks. Have a great night.